This is One on One with Jasper Cole, Hollywood's bad guy, and so much more. Actor, talent manager, producer, and more. Now he's sitting down with today's top newsmakers from entertainment, politics, pop culture, and beyond. This is One on One with Jasper Cole.
All right. Out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to One on One with Jasper Cole. This is your host, Jasper Cole, coming to you live from Sunset Gower Studios right here in a very rainy Hollywood, California today. Let me give a shout out to my director and producer, Mr. John Williams.
Hey, Jasper. Good to be back.
Well, how about this unexpected rain today?
No, I was drenched coming in, but yeah.
Well, you know, LA,
we need it.
They freak out with this will be Storm Watch El Nino, right? 2016.
Right. But we need it, so it's all good.
We do need it, right? I mean, we're still way behind. We had that one big storm a couple months ago, but we're so far behind. So
yeah.
Anyway, well, listen, everyone, thanks again for tuning in. It's Wednesday, 5 o'clock, as always. Please follow us on Twitter, One-on-One J. Cole, Facebook, One-on-One with Jasper Cole. You can also go to my website, jaspercole.com. And when you go to the website, please go to ubnradiotv.com and go to my host page, and you will see that we have 26 wonderful sponsors. Our newest one is Bentley Dog Products, and we also have 25 others. All of us here at One-on-One with Jasper Cole are proud to announce our 25 affiliate advertisers, and they are all .coms. eFile, Interserver, ZipRecruiter, Hilton Hotels, 3-Day Blinds, Adam and Eve Toys, Bullguard, Prime Slots, Russell Stover, Booking.com, Suzanne Summers Bath and Beauty, Quest Nutrition, Sur La Table, and Extended Stay America.
Additionally, we have EUK Host, Canvas World, Cheap Air, 21st Century, Liberty Mutual, Course Smart, Advanced Auto, Fandango, Meet Mindful, Flair Play, and Jewelry.com. Thanks again to all of our wonderful sponsors. And now back to the show.
Yes, indeed. We're so grateful to have all our sponsors. And again, please go on to the ubnradiotv.com page, go to the host page, and see something you like, click on it, and make your purchase. So anyway, JW, it's another great day. We have a special guest coming up today for all of our reality TV fans. We have Sundy Carter. She's one of the stars of Marriage Boot Camp on the WE Network. Friday nights at 9 o'clock. And I believe this Friday is the season finale. So she will be joining us to tell us all about the experiences that she is having with her ex-husband, Cedric. They have quite a story. We'll wait and let her tell us about that. So you'll let me know.
I will.
JW, when we need to do that.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, a lot of stuff in the news. Did you watch the Grammys this week?
I did, yes. And I thought it was pretty interesting. What did you think?
Well, a lot of people don't know, or they should know, that you're an amazing singer.
Oh, thank you.
And really amazing.
Oh.
And I'm always curious because of your expertise with music and singing. You know, there was this brouhaha with Adele.
Yes.
I'm not a singer, so I watched it. I didn't see the 5 o'clock. I saw the 8 o'clock feed, which it doesn't matter. They didn't have time to edit. But to be honest, other than like the mic going out for a second, I thought she sounded great. Now, as a singer, were you noticing flat notes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was, but you know, it has to do a lot probably with what was going on in her ear at the time. You know, what had happened was a mic had dropped, a mic that was miking the piano, and it landed on the actual, you know, the strings in the piano. And so it actually, if you listen closely, it sounds like a guitar is playing in the background. And someone had actually thought that it was Bieber's set, that he was back doing a sound check, and they thought that his guitar was live. But the story that everyone is reporting, and Adele herself is reporting, is that a mic fell, you know, one of the acoustic mics fell into the piano, and landed right on the string, so it sounds like a guitar playing. And it's very interesting. If you go back and replay it, you can hear it. It's in the first part of the performance. And they eventually get it fixed, But by that time, it would make you very nervous performing live in front of all those people. And she did an amazing job holding it together and trying to sing through it. And when you get nervous like that, your voice tends to freak out too. So there were some freakouts in that. And but she tried her best to hold it together, and I think she did an incredible job despite the circumstances.
And she's been honest to talk about in the past that she's very she has stage fright, and she's nervous.
So
Apparently,
this really was like baptism by fire, because that's tough. That's really tough.
yeah, apparently at her live shows, she's so fun, and if something like this happens, she'll just start over. She'll make note of it and start over. So, but again, to the untrained ear like mine, I had been seeing all the stuff on Facebook prior to it. So when it got to that point, I was like, where is it?
Yeah.
Because, I was expecting this travesty where she
Right.
completely lost it or
Well,
something.
it was just, it wasn't her best because we're used to hearing her best. And so,
Right.
But it really had a lot to do with nerves and starting off like that, and it's such an intimate performance with just a piano and a microphone. She had no strings, no bass, no drums, nothing to hide behind, and to insulate her voice. So it was really out there, and literally out there in front of all those people as well in live performance. But she really handled it. Did you see what she wrote on Twitter? She said
She ended up at the In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger. She's like, so maybe it wasn't a bad thing after all. So in her her wonderful sense of
Especially
humor.
for anyone that emotionally eats,
Yeah.
everybody felt like they could relate to, something bad happens, something good happens on an
Yeah.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the whole show, I mean, when you think about it, this was like an amazing concert because they were at the Staples Center, which you would be like at a concert. But from Lady Gaga doing David Bowie to, and I'll be honest with you, I thought one of the standout vocals was Demi Lovato in the Lionel Richie
Tribute.
tribute.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess she's always had a voice,
Oh,
but
yeah.
for me, I didn't know she had that.
Oh, yeah.
She really shined, I thought, in that performance. There were
She's a
so
great
many,
singer.
but what did you think of Lady Gaga? Because apparently David Bowie's son
Didn't like it, huh?
tweeted, that's kind of disappointing, but I thought she was great, and it seemed like everyone else loved her. So.
I loved how she incorporated technology into the performance with the holograms and I think that was pretty amazing, and she brought sort of that era up to, how do I say this? She reinvented that era, and but kept true to form to him. And a lot of people were criticizing that she was mimicking, or she should have just sang it her own way. But she really was just trying to pay homage, I think, and to bring him into, if he was there performing, I guess.
Well, and then also she has been very honest in the press. David Bowie was a huge influence for her in her whole stage persona. So, for her...
Wasn't that where the name came from?
Gaga? Oh, I guess so. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't know... I'm sure you're right. I never thought about it, but I couldn't think of anyone... I mean, some people... Older people, meaning my generation, they were thinking Grace Jones would have done a great job. But, I want to say to people, you have to remember, this is a television show. And as much as people love Grace Jones from a certain generation, if you think about who's gonna tune in to see, what are the ratings going to be? Are you going to see Gaga or Grace Jones? So that's you can't please everyone. In the same vein, Natalie Cole's family was really upset, and I have to agree, because
I agree too.
she had 21 Grammy nominations and she won 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
she
David
can
Bowie,
sing. She can sing. I don't know if people realize how Natalie can sing. I heard a duet of her and Whitney singing together, and it blew me away. I had no idea she could sing like that. I think it was Bridge Over Troubled Water or something like that with Whitney Houston, and she held it. I mean, to Whitney. I was like, wow.
Well, honestly, I mean, then I heard today David Bowie he only won one Grammy, and I think he had like 9 nominations. I mean, but again,
Yeah.
I think it goes back to what we just talked about, a visual.
Yeah.
Natalie
Theatrical
was sort of like a
performance.
Mariah Carey who just kind of stood on stage and sang.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know visually if they were thinking about, but then my friend Verdine from Earth, Wind and Fire got to do a sort of mini tribute. At least
Yeah.
they got to mention Maurice, the brother, passing. BB King got its own notice. Glenn Fry got a special tribute. So, yeah. And then did you hear also that Natalie's sisters and the son, they were sitting like in the nosebleed of the Staples Center?
No, I didn't know that.
They had to use binoculars to actually see the stage.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know what the producers were thinking, because that was just that was bad. That was really bad. Yeah. I don't know if you're a Tori Kelly fan.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been sort of watching her career over the last 3 or 4 years. Well, actually, because I'm an American Idol freak, I remember her being on, I think, season 5. She made it to the top 25, and then top 24, and then she was cut. But she's now with Justin Bieber's manager, that guy, Sunny. I think his name is Sunny. But I noticed that, well, of course, once she got with the new management company, everything just kind of took off for her.
Yeah, isn't that the way it works a lot of the times? It's all about those networks, right? And plugging your talent into those networks. I love her voice. I think she has a really great sound. I think you're talking about Scooter Braun. Is that?
Oh, I said Sunny, right? Scooter Braun.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he is actually branching out into TV and stuff now. I think he's working on that show Scorpion. Believe it or not.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Does that mean Justin's going to be doing dramatic acting now?
I don't know, but I thought that was really interesting.
Because based on his dramatic acting on the Grammys, here's the thing. Like, I know he's made a comeback, and I know he really does have a great album. I just don't think he's a great performer. And so when he tries so hard on stage, and then for me, I'd rather just hear him and not see him.
Do you ever watch the carpool karaoke with?
Oh, James Corden?
Yes.
Oh, that James Corden, he has really got a great show. That's one of the best things he does on there.
Yeah, and I think you really see a side of Bieber during the karaoke that is, that's when I really I was like, wow, I really like him. I do. I like him.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. But I thought the performance the other night didn't translate like that.
Yeah.
He still came off as like he's trying hard to be sort of hip, and I don't know, but his voice is great. I mean, success is the best revenge. So I think this new album, and that's the work speaks for itself. But I just didn't. But now, of course, we have to get to the big Taylor Swift thing. But again, see, now I'm reading.
You love Taylor.
Well, I'm reading on Facebook about wait till you get to the end, wait till you get to the end.
Yeah,
and of course, I'm anticipating this hellacious smackdown. But I mean, so it was kind of anticlimactic for me, because I was expecting, I thought she called him out by name, but in hindsight, now that I went back and realized that he had been tweeting that, he made her famous. But the truth is, between you and I, he did make her famous. I mean, when he stole her award that time on the MTV Awards, that put her on the map. Now, since that point, she has definitely earned everything she has. You know what I mean? She's done it all herself.
So I would agree to say that it increased her visibility. I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of people for the first time that were not her fans to start with.
Yes.
I had never heard of her.
And she reinvented herself with the new sound that she's doing. It's more pop less country. You know what I mean? It's more for radio. Though country radio, I mean, it's more crossover, I guess.
Well, she's another one for me that I don't really need to see perform. I think she's very gangly and sort of awkward, and I mean she's got a beautiful face, and she's a decent singer. I know she's I just find her sophomoric,
Uh,
and she's too old now to still be like a teenager. Like I don't. She's still her lyrics are sophomoric. This whole
uh-huh.
girl squad shit that she does, it just all seems like
Well, tell us how you really feel, Jasper.
Well, it just now I've always given her props for being an amazing businesswoman
Yes,
and
yes.
for treating her fans so nicely, but I'm just over her sophomoric lyrics and I have this feeling that she's not the really super nice girl that she tries to be. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more. There's a lot of passive aggressiveness to Taylor, but she's welcome on this show anytime, of course, right? Right?
Right, right. Well, she's the songwriting, and the singing, the new sound. I've downloaded quite a few of the songs because before I wasn't a big fan. Now, yes, and I think the same happened with Bieber. Before I wouldn't listen, and now I think maybe download 3 or 4 of the tracks. I was like,
Well, I have to be honest with you. It's the same way with me. Even Demi Lovato, even Selena Gomez has a couple of songs that I start hearing them, and at first I think, wait, is this Kelly Clarkson? Who is this? And then I find out later.
exactly.
Then I find out later it's Selena Gomez.
Yeah,
So
that's what I love about Shazam. You use Shazam anything?
I don't, but I'll be honest with you. On Time Warner Cable, they have a music channel, and they profile all these, or they have songs playing constantly.
Uh-huh.
That's where I first started hearing Tori Kelly.
Yes, yes.
And so that's what happened there too. But no, overall, but honestly, the ratings were one of the lowest
Yeah.
since 2009, which was surprising.
Well, I think everyone loves the AMAs. The Grammys are a little too stiff, but I think for the most part, it had more energy this time than the previous years that I've.
Yeah, I think they also did a nice job of combining some of the older music with the new music. I love the duets. The thing they did with the duets, where they had the two singers sing each other's songs. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I think they did some daring performances this time around, and it's unfortunate that the ratings weren't that high because I don't know how many people are going to go back and watch it unless they just catch the highlights.
Right, and again with this day of TiVoing everything, so many people TiVo stuff, and I don't that doesn't reflect in the ratings, so it's kind of hard to
You'd think by now they would fix that.
Yeah, it's kind of like our live shows versus archives.
Yeah, yeah. You'd think that there'd be a way of tracking that with some sort of Nielsen. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think should we take our first break, and when we come back, I think we're going to be joined by our special guest, Sundy Carter, and we'll get into hearing all about Marriage Boot Camp and the season finale coming up this Friday night at 9 p.m.
Sounds great.
Okay, everyone, please come back. You're listening to One on One with Jasper Cole.
You're back. One-on-one with Jasper Cole.
Howdy, everyone. Well, welcome back. Here we are on this rainy Wednesday in Hollywood, California, but I actually love the rain. John, how are you? Welcome back.
I'm doing good. We got Sundy here.
Yes.
Yay! Well, listen, everyone. As I promised, we are very happy to be joined by our very special guest, reality star, the wonderful Sundy Carter. Hi, my dear.
Hi, how are you?
I am terrific. Thank
Wow.
you so much for joining us today.
And thank you guys for having me. This is amazing. I love
Well,
the studio.
I appreciate you braving the
elements.
I'm gonna call it the storm, which is so
Okay.
embarrassing, right, for LA.
And she smells beautiful. I was
thank
just like,
you.
the whole room just smells gorgeous because she just walked in.
Thank you.
Well, I know she's quite a beauty.
She
Well,
is.
first-
I got a
first
picture
of
up on the screen.
Oh, wow. Is it like natural right here? Or is
No,
it
it's
okay.
yeah, it's an image. So
Okay, it's an image.
we're on audio broadcast, but
Yeah.
yeah, they can check you out.
Well, listen, congratulations on Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars.
Thank you.
It's been quite a season, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster for me, obviously, an emotional roller coaster. And I mean, I think at some point in time, you have to go through a roller coaster in order to get to the other side and get that tranquility and that peace. And I was able to do that. So thank you, Marriage Boot Camp. Thank you, Elizabeth, Jim Carroll, the whole entire team, David, Ilsa, everybody.
Well, listen, I want to remind everyone that it's on the We channel
Yes.
Friday nights at 9. Now, this is your season finale coming up, right?
Absolutely. You have to tune in. Oh my goodness.
Tune
I
in.
have goosebumps.
Wow. Well, now listen, I want to talk about you, my dear, because
Okay.
it's all about you.
Right.
I want to hear your journey. Where did you grow up? Where did all this start for you?
I actually was born here in LA.
Wow.
And I was an Army brat, so we moved around a lot. And I say this in all of my interviews, but we ended up in, Philadelphia. So that's where I was actually raised. And for me, my parents installed like the arts into me when I was very, very young. So I don't know. I was doing a McDonald's commercial at the age of like 4 or 5, maybe 6. I'm not sure. But yeah, so they instilled the arts. I played like the French horn, the violin. I did everything outside of the box that African American kids weren't doing at that time. And I danced, and I wasn't really into sports and that kind of thing. So what happened was, as I got older and went to college, which that obviously was my parents preference for me to do, I went for 3 years and like an idiot dropped out, but I fell in love with what I fell in love with, and that was the arts. So I kind of just went back to my roots, and I dropped out of school, which was Temple University, and I started taking theatrical classes and doing cold reads and things like that at Freedom Theater. And I kind of snuck and did it, behind my parents' back. They didn't they didn't have a clue that I had done this, and had a freaking heart attack once they found out. But, it was for the better. And I felt like I wanted to do what Sundy wanted to do, and I didn't want to live my life through my parents' eyes, if that makes sense.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, I was reading that you've always had a love of the arts, and you have a real interest in acting now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Still.
Still, yes. I've done 11 or 12, feature films, and I have another film coming out, Forgiveness. So you guys have to check that out in a few months. I'll give you a little bit more detail once I find out the release date and everything.
Sure. Now, by the way, do you have a website where everyone can find you? Are you
I do.
and what is that?
It's therealsundycarter.com.
Oh, I love that. That's easy.
Thank
And
you.
of course, Twitter and Instagram and all that
Instagram.
good stuff.
Yeah, my Twitter is Sundy Carter, and then my Instagram is Sundy Carter _.
Got it. Now, is it true your really close friends call you Sandy?
It's Sandra.
Oh, Sandra. Okay, thank you.
Sandra.
Sandra.
Sandra. Sandy would be. You're too diva-like for Sandy.
Yeah, I don't even
I
know
li-
what Sandra is about, though. I'm like, why do you guys call me that? It's weird.
When I hear Sandra, I just think of Jack A. Harry on 227.
Oh,
but
wow, yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I said it. Yeah.
I think I just aged myself.
I think you even know who we're talking about.
No, I know who she is.
Jack
but I'm
A?
just- yeah, Jack A.
Yeah,
Yes, I know who she is.
Yeah, she's been making the rounds lately. She's
Yeah.
been on Young and Hungry and a few other shows recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her name was Sandra.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So anyway, so reality TV for you just kind of you just kind of stumbled into it, right? It wasn't.
I did stumble into it. I was on Basketball Wives LA season 3, and I just wanted to kind of go out of the box a little bit because I had took a little bit of a break from acting, and then reality TV, it was such, in such high demand. I just decided to try it, and I'll try anything once, I think. So I decided to, go out and step out there, and wow. That's all I can say is, what the heck did I get myself into? So now I'm looked at as not only an actress, but a TV personality, which is, it's great. But initially, like I said earlier, my foundation and what my passion is acting.
Right. Well, what's interesting too is had you been a fan of? Because I'm true confession. I'm one of the few actors who really loves reality TV.
Right.
Were you a fan of reality TV? Had you watched Basketball Wives or any of those shows before?
Absolutely. I think reality TV is everybody's guilty pleasure. You're so in tune to it. You DVR it. You watch the marathons, but you really don't tell anybody.
Right. We're all closeted.
Yeah, we're like
closeted reality fans.
we're all in the closet. We haven't, come out out yet.
Right,
But
right.
of course, the crazy people that get so emotionally in tune to this, it's like they feel like they know you. So they come out and they, take these personalities and they take these edited versions of whatever it is and they put it all together and they come onto Instagram and Twitter and they say all of these horrible things and they just judge you based off of what they see. And they really don't understand television at all. So clearly, because people think that they know me, and I'm like, you don't know me from a can of paint, and I don't think that scene went that way. But I'll let it fly. I won't.
Well, a lot of people don't understand editing, right?
Exactly.
It's all about the editing.
edit. It's all about the edit.
So you're shocked sometimes when you're watching it back and you see what the edit is?
Oh yeah, because for me, I can be very unfiltered and very bold and very brutally honest. And especially with Basketball Wives, I felt like I had to put that guard up and be like that, because walking into a situation where you're being prejudged by girls and it's kind of catty and cliquish, I'm not the one to try to fit in. I'm just going to be who I am. And so when I would see the edits, I'm like, oh damn, I said that. Wait a minute, hold on. I said that on this side over here, but why would I say that, and who provoked me to say this? You understand? Every action has a reaction. So I'm not that much of a crazy person that I would just blatantly say something disrespectful or harmful to someone, and with the intent to hurt your feelings, unless you get the party started first. Now, I might crash it and then finish it.
Crash and burn it.
Yeah, crash and burn it. But, that's just what it is.
Do you get used to the cameras? I mean, is it just like you don't even know they're there sometimes? Or?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The cameras are so invisible. I mean, you get so caught up in the moment as to what's going on. And for me, I hate reality, like scripted reality. I don't like the whole setup. We're going to, put the scene together and we want you to say this. I've been blessed enough to be able to be in situations with reality to where, I haven't had to go by a script or have producers tell me, well, you're not giving me enough. Being Sundy Carter is just enough. It's more than enough.
Right.
So sometimes, they might tell me, tone it down a little bit, but I'm like, okay.
Well, I have this theory, and I give props. I've always been saying that I think really good reality actors are sort of great improv people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And all these people take, groundlings and all these workshops to try to improv, and I don't know, there's a part of me that I kind of feel like you either have that ability or you don't.
I agree. I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because
it,
like
it
you
kind of
said,
just comes off like natural and organic, or it comes off very fake.
right. Well, now listen, there's always been the backlash with, the stuff about, African American women on some of these shows. I think it's a little racist because, first of all, I watch the Beverly Hills Housewives and I watch the Orange County, I can't even believe I'm saying this, the Orange County Housewives, and they get just as ratchet as any other group, right?
He knows his lingo, doesn't he?
He
I
does.
do.
He does. I just met, oh God, what's her name the other day at the OK Magazine party? Brandy
Glanville.
Oh, wow. Turn up queen, honey. We turned up. I said, wow, you get down like that. Okay, girl.
Oh God, Brandy slammed it. I
Yes.
mean, and you know what I loved about her? She was sort of like the outsider kind of
Right.
coming in to that group of girls.
Of girls.
So,
I felt,
yeah.
and I feel the connection because I was also an outsider that came into a group full of girls as well.
Right. That's what I could see that identity there.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about everyone. If they don't know, you are on the boot camp with
Right.
your ex-husband
Exactly.
Cedric,
Yes.
which is okay. I'm loving this. You guys divorced 15 years ago.
Yes.
And now you are, should we say, you're toying with the idea of rekindling? That's what should we call it that, or how would you describe it?
Let me think about that. Hold on, because I don't want to give you the wrong answer or the wrong impression and
Right.
get things all mixed up. But I feel like with Cedric and I, we have such a strong friendship that it's very awkward to kind of date outside of us because he is like my family, like, and he's a part of my parents. Like my mother and father call him,
Right.
their son, and he calls them mom and dad. So it's like kind of like being at a Thanksgiving dinner, and he has his girlfriend at one end of the table, and I have my significant other, and we're all just sitting there in a weird moment. So it just makes things very, very weird. But with that being said, and with us spending so much time together, and with us coexisting and co-parenting, we just kind of wanted to know what the hell we were doing ourselves. We weren't sure. We're just as confused as you. So I honestly don't know. But once marriage boot camp came into play, I felt like this was a sign. Maybe we should have went to therapy to try to figure out this dysfunction, because that's what I feel like it is. And I think we got to the bottom of things throughout the entire marriage boot camp. So many different things came out, and so we not really toyed with being back together. We just wanted to know which way we were going.
Right. Just to get some clarity.
Yeah, we just needed clarity, closure. There were unanswered questions. I don't know if you saw last week's episode where Cedric got caught in the lie on the lie detector test.
Yes, I couldn't believe he took it.
No, he had no choice.
Right, I know.
None of us had a choice. And I found that very cliche, because the entire time he was asking for honesty, and he's asking for loyalty, and he's asking for me to tell the truth. And then within the segment, he says, she's the cheater. I don't know why I'm being asked this question. And comes out, you cheated. Like, what the hell? I'm thrown for a loop here. So
that's when you say, well, lie detectors can't stand up in court.
Well, they can't. They really can't stand up in court. But there's a difference between a lie and a certified lie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you agree?
I totally agree.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Now, let me ask you, so during these, and for people watching the show, they know, but for our listeners who did not, maybe are just going to catch it on Friday night,
right?
You guys both had relationships with other people during the last 15 years, and you dated other people.
I actually have a daughter, an 8-year-old daughter.
Right.
In between time. So we definitely did.
And that's what, to me, is what's fascinating. I don't know if you watched The Real Housewives of the Potomac. That's a new show,
yeah,
a new
I
series.
saw it one time, like once or twice, I think.
Well, they have a couple on there that were actually married.
Okay.
They got divorced, and they're actually still living in the same house, raising the kids or whatever.
Okay.
What do you think about that? That's kind of weird, but
yeah, it's kind of weird. It all depends on the balance that the parents have. If they have a really good relationship, I mean, are they sleeping in the same bed? Are they giving the kids a different or the wrong impression, like this is what it is and we're getting back together? So I don't know.
That's kind of tough.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. I would really have to watch it and see how that they kind of interact with the families within the house. You understand what I mean?
Right.
Because
absolutely.
I know how my family is, and my kids totally know that what we're doing. Like Cedric and I, at one point we weren't sleeping together, and it was what it was. And then we were like, okay, let's try it. But we set the kids down and we explained to them, this is what we're doing, and we want your feedback, and it's a group effort, so we want to know, we would like to know what it is that you guys think. I mean, if you have a problem with it, let us know, because we're very open and honest to each other. And, we just kind of like to come together, collectively, and figure things out as a family, as a unit.
Right. And I think what you said is so important. The key is you're co-parenting together, and you have a blended family as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so I'm from Georgia originally. I've been here 30 years, but let's talk about Mama June for a second.
Love her.
Okay, because she literally is from 40 miles from where my family lives now.
Okay.
And it was fascinating because she had her own sort of fall from grace, with her other show, and it's amazing to see she and what's his name? Sugar Bear. Sorry.
It's okay.
To see them, were you aware of them, who they were before they were on the show with you?
Well, you know what? Nobody knew who was going to be on the show walking into the house. We were all blindsided, basically. And yes, I did know who Sugar Bear and Mama June was prior to coming into the house. I just didn't know that they would be in the house. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it's been fascinating. Now, how long did it take to film this? How many
Ooh,
it was a while, right?
Yeah, we shot for about 3 weeks, but you have to understand we're shooting all day, every day, because the cameras are constantly rolling. Even if you take your mic off, there are cameras everywhere, so you can't get away with murder. Like they're
Wow.
they're going to catch you. So either you just tell the truth. I mean, they didn't show a few parts because of course they can't show everything, but there was so many times where people just wanted to just break out of the house. Behind the house there's this lake, and I mean people were coming from like behind the bushes, and I mean everybody, the producers like, where's Benzino? Where we have an APB out on Benzino, we can't find Benzino. When he would take off and just like have a fit or whatever and just storm off, he's like storming into the woods like, dude, there's coyotes and stuff out there. I don't think you want to do that and play these kind of games out here in Beverly Hills, but it was crazy because for some reason that was everybody's escape, was to get out of the house because we couldn't leave the premises. They would go to the back of the house, which was still considered the property, but it's the woods,
Right.
It's like, what, who does that?
I love it.
I'm
It's
okay.
like the
It's the
wild
wildlife. You want to, and then they would go fishing. Benzino caught fish, and I mean, they did the most. That show was crazy. It was madness from day say go.
Wow. And then Mama June cleaned the fish and cooked them, and she
know
fried
what?
them up.
Oh
and-
my gosh! There was an episode where I believe Catherine. We all wanted to make a group effort and cook breakfast, and Mama June was trying to make bacon, and Ink. You guys know Ink? You have to know who Ink is. Sarah
Yes,
from Bad
yes.
Girls Club. Okay, so Ink is just telling everybody, he's bossing everybody around, and he's like, you're not doing this right, but he's not doing anything, mind you, to even help the situation, but just telling everybody what they're doing wrong. So
Right.
Mama June, I think, greased a pan and put bacon in it or something, but bacon makes its own grease, so you don't need to do that. So I don't think she was doing anything with the fish. No, she didn't like scalp the fish or do anything, fry the fish. She didn't do anything like that.
But she just had her Crisco and was ready to go.
She had the
Yeah.
Crisco ready and
That black skillet. And,
yeah,
yeah.
the skillet, and she had her bacon ready to go. And I just was like, I think I'm going to pass on that. And I think I'm going to just eat these bagels and the waffles. Who made these eggs? Oh, I did. Yeah, I'm safe.
Yeah, you're safe. Just yeah. Well, now tell us. Now, are you open to more reality after this? Is that something you're still open to? I know you're pursuing,
my
acting roles as
acting.
well, but
Well, you know what? I have one more thing coming up with David Totora, so you guys
Oh,
look
okay.
forward to that. It's I think his season starts March 11th, so you guys got to tune in and see what happens within that season.
because that sounds like there's a wedding.
Who said that?
Oh, whoops! I get. Well, no,
I
it's
mean,
David Turturro's other show.
I
I'm
could, yeah,
kidding.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. I could be pregnant. I mean, he
That's
could be doing a
true.
baby shower. I mean, who
That's
knows?
right.
I mean, just throwing it out there, not saying that that's true, but
Right.
there's so many other elements that could possibly be.
I love David's show.
Yeah.
He did Kim Coles and her husband Reggie. They were on our show as well.
Okay.
He's great.
He did their wedding, right?
Yeah, he did their
Okay,
wedding.
okay, yeah.
That aired a few months ago. But,
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll definitely look forward to that for sure. And everyone can of course check out your website,
Absolutely.
therealsundycarter.com, and keep up with all that good stuff.
Right.
On the acting side, you mentioned there's some stuff coming out, so I'm sure you'll keep everyone updated on your website and Twitter and Facebook as well.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And like I said, everyone has to tune in
Yeah.
this Friday at 9 on We to find out exactly what happens. Is there a resolution? Is there not? To see what's happening with you and Cedric.
Yeah, I feel like everything has to have a resolution. I mean, we went into the house and that's what the ultimate goal was to find resolution. And I feel like between Cedric and I, we found that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great because a lot of people they think that a lot of these shows, like the boot camp shows, that they're all scripted and they're not
Oh,
really real and all that. So it's
no.
good it's good for you to show people that no, this is not scripted and it's real, and you know things can get resolved.
Yeah, and I think that when you look at our show, excuse me, as opposed to, not taking anything away from the other boot camps that have aired, but there were so many different emotions. And I feel like if anything were scripted about anything that I said, the Oscar should go to Sundy Carter. Because Lord have mercy, I think I may have cried like 3 or 4 days straight in a row. It's like, who can do that? You're emotionally drained, you're physically drained, you just want to get out of there. I mean, you have people watching you that you don't even know are watching you on these screens. I mean, you have behavior specialists that are just kind of watching your behavior, and they pick you apart, and it's so crazy because they just for some reason couldn't get my walls to come down. And that one day, I'm sure you guys saw the episode, but that one day, I don't know who they brought in, but it wasn't Judge Toller, but it was someone else that just kind of just studied me. And boy, oh boy, did they get it right. And I was like, okay. And then the drill that we did was based on, obviously, the situation that happened to me.
Wow, that's interesting. So they literally, you mentioned they bring in a behavior specialist. I mean,
Oh,
so
a
they're
bunch.
people, and they're watching you the whole time.
Right, and we don't know it. Well, nobody knew. They're
You
like,
didn't know
no,
till they
they're
come
in
up to you.
No. They don't even come up to you. I'm saying I didn't know it until I watched the episode, like the very first episode. You will see like kind of like these screens. If you watch
Right,
it, yeah, you
I
see the
saw that.
screens and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes they'll just show Judge Toller, but the behavior specialist will be behind. So we don't really get a glimpse. So it kind of just looks like Judge Toller's watching us. But realistically, they have a team.
So were you just
breaking
blown away
everybody-
when you saw that, when you first watched
Hell
it?
yeah. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Where did this come from? I think one of the behavior specialists, when we did the tango, she actually came and spoke with Jim and Elizabeth. Do you remember that episode if you saw it? I don't know if you saw the episode where we had to swap couples. And,
Right,
yeah.
that's right.
And basically, I forgot her name is Dr. Oh my God.
Did they let you hold on to that information, like what the behavior specialists write down? Do you ever get to see those notes, or do you sign away that you can't see that information? Because like when you do psychological testing,
Right.
sometimes you have to sign that you won't be requesting the results. They just report it to the employer or whoever,
It's kind of in your contract that whatever goes on within the marriage boot camp is you have to give 100%, and whatever that 100% is, obviously incorporated the behavior specialist. So once you sign the contract, it basically just gives them the green light to do whatever they would need to do and use whichever tools they feel best to use. So yeah,
Wow.
and for me, I was like, I don't really know if I would care to know what these people are saying about
the one that
me.
broke you down,
Yeah.
do you think that would be a good therapist for you to work with in the future?
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
she was dead on when she talked about me, and she talked about pain and how I kind of use pain in different ways and how it's temporary. And, she just went into different things about me that I had to look at like, wow, I never looked at things like that.
Yeah.
I do see that when I look in the mirror. I do feel like that, so the program is so amazing. And if I could do it again, as crazy as it sounds, I would
You'd
totally
do
do it. Yeah, I would totally do it again.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, is it something, do you think, would you continue in therapy? I mean, I do therapy as well, but is there something that you're now thinking, wow, this would be good as an ongoing, just yourself personally?
Well, as far as doing it again, I mean, I don't know about the process, but I mean, as far as helping other couples,
Yeah.
and just sharing my story for those who may have not, seen what I've went through and that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like I could be some help to some people and let them know and kind of just encourage them, because a lot of people even with reality TV, think that you may be able to trick the audience, or you may be able to trick the producers when they can call you on your BS at any time, and they do.
Right.
So when they realize that you're not giving 100%, and they realize that you're lying or being deceptive in any kind of way, then they call you on it.
Wow. Listen, Sunny, the time flies. I'm so
I
thankful
know.
that you came in today to be with us.
Yes,
And
thank you very
for having
much.
me.
everyone, please check out the season finale of Marriage Boot Camp
Yes.
this Friday,
This Friday.
9 p.m. on the WE channel. Always check out therealsundycarter.com. And my dear, thank you again so much for
Thank you.
and much blessings to you and
Many
Cedric and
blessings to you as
the
well.
whole family.
Thank you. And tune in to David so you can figure out what that was about.
That's right. That's right. David Turturro.
Yeah,
Check it out.
exactly.
Well, JW, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. And give a round of applause for everybody.
Yay.
Yes.
Yes.
And everyone, we will be back here next week, same time, same place. Couldn't do it without you. You've been listening to One on One with Jasper Cole. Peace out.
Thanks for checking out
Alrighty.
One on One with Jasper Cole. Check out past episodes and get the latest as they're released. Subscribe today on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube.